Before we get into reviewing this thing, I just wanted to show you guys this. Once again, thanks everybody. I want to stay kind of far so I don't show the addresses, but your orders have been packed. The FedEx pickup is scheduled for 7 a.m. tomorrow. And yeah, I got over 85 orders here that I was able to completely fulfill. And these should be at your guys' doorstep pretty soon. I do have some overstock finally left. If you guys want to place an order, these are ready to go. 403s, 800s, 703s, and I only have 6 of these Nerd QX pluses left at 4.8 terahashes, $295, $6 shipping, no tax if you're not in California. Super good deal. But yeah, thank you guys once again. All your orders are going out. I hope you guys like it. And yep, if you guys are new, the website is called soloblock.io. And yeah, let's get into reviewing this Bitaxe 703. Let's check it out. All right, let's get the Bitaxe 703 opened up and let's take a look at what comes in the box. And I do have to make a correction. In my previous video, I said that these Bitaxe 703s have 4 BM1368 chips, but actually it comes with 6. So, you know, if you just do the math, 0.7 terahashes per chip on the BM1368, obviously times it by 6, it equals 4.2, which is the hash rate of this unit here. So this unit is a beast of a unit. It has a huge heat sink on it, and it has, give me one moment because this is going to be a little hard to get out real quick. All right. It has a huge heat sink on it. Obviously the same screen as the Bitaxe Gamma. Here's the, wow, that would have been bad. It's okay, I'm gonna keep this unit anyways. So this unit here has 6 BM1368 chips, 4.2 terahashes per second. And it's not, the efficiency obviously is not like the BM1370 chips, but you know, BM1370 chips are rated at around 15 watts per terahash. This one is at around 20 to 21.5 watts per terahash. So not that far off. I mean, it only has 6 chips. It doesn't have like hundreds of chips like, you know, a huge ASIC miner that's meant more for, you know, commercial industrial use. So the amount of extra power you're going to be using is going to be like what, 10, 15 watts extra. But for the price saving, I definitely think it's worth it, because 4.2 terahashes at this price is honestly, you can't really beat it. If you guys do want to check it out, my website, soloblock.io. This warning sticker here, do not update the software, because if you update it through the AxeOS, through your phone or the computer, it does cause it to freeze. The only way to update these, from my research, is to flash it with the computer. And it's just not worth it because it runs stable. There's really no need to update it. So just go ahead and run it as it comes in the stock form. You're going to get the 4.2 terahashes, maybe slightly over, slightly under. You know, that's just how it works. Silicon lottery. So some chips, you know, are a little bit more efficient during the manufacturing process. The way it comes out, it's small variance. It's not a big deal. But yeah, anyway, so this is what it looks like. You know, I have big hands. You could see how huge this heatsink is. I honestly have never seen a heatsink this big on a solo miner before. And I'm pretty excited to get this plugged in and start, you know, to get it hashing. Oh, one thing I do definitely got to talk about. Rear connector here. As you can see, it doesn't have that barrel connector in the front, which is super limited on the amperage. It doesn't have the XT30 connector. Some 703s or Supra Hexes, some YouTubers got some that had XT30s, but those must have been prototypes because those don't exist anywhere. You can't buy them. This one comes with a 4-pin PCIe connector. If this looks familiar to you, it probably does, because this is the same connector that essentially like a GPU will take, or a CPU on a motherboard. It comes from ATX power supplies that you can buy from a computer. I have not tried to hook up an ATX power supply to see if it'll work, but I don't see why it wouldn't. And these can definitely handle higher amperage than the barrel connectors, so it's super awesome. It'll connect in there really tight, and good on them that, you know, they have it coming out from the back. Gives you so much more of a cleaner look, and it kind of helps manage the wires a little bit better. You don't have it dangling here trying to find a 90-degree one that'll fit here, and you don't have to go through all that stuff. It just comes straight out through the back. And yeah, so let me go ahead and get this plugged in, powered up, and let's see how it does. I just wanted to show you quickly what the power supply looks like. It's also got a massive power supply as well. That's what it looks like plugged in. Just want to give you guys a heads up. As you plug it in, don't just jam it in there. Pull this little lever upward here as you plug it in. Screen is on, nice and bright. Fan is spinning. Nice thing is, you know, obviously the larger the fans, the less noise there is. So I assume that this should be a little bit quieter than the majority of them. But keep in mind, when they usually first turn on, they're running at 100% fan speed. So one thing that I didn't really realize when starting this YouTube channel is that how many beginners there are. And I kind of apologize going through things like super fast, maybe not explaining them 100%. But, you know, so I'll kind of give you a rundown on how to set up a miner during this video as well. So when you first plug in a miner, it is not connected to your Wi-Fi. I'll try to keep this simple as possible. You are going to look on this screen and you're going to see a Wi-Fi name. This one is called test-110, all right? The factory tests it, so that's what they name, that's their Wi-Fi. You are going to open up the Wi-Fi on your phone or on your computer, and you are going to connect to this Wi-Fi. You are going to get a message, and it's going to say, there's no internet connection. Would you like to connect? You press yes. Once you connect to it, then you're connected to the network of the miner, and then you're going to type in the IP address that's going to pop up here. Once you type in the IP address, you're going to be connected to this miner, but not connected to the internet. Now, all you have to do is when you open up a web browser and type in that IP address that's going to be there, it's going to say, what is your Wi-Fi connection? So you're just going to connect it to Wi-Fi. Once you connect this to Wi-Fi, it's going to restart and your phone will no longer be connected to it because it just changed IP addresses because it's switched to your network now. So now you go back onto your phone or your computer, you're going to click on Wi-Fi, and then you're going to go to a web browser, click on your original Wi-Fi, that your network that you set this up to. Then you're going to go and type in the new IP address that's going to be here. And then you're going to see the web GUI of this device where you can go ahead and program your pool and where you want to be mining to. So let me go ahead and do that for you real quick. Sorry about that, guys. So this is the last Wi-Fi that the device was connected to. This is not the name that is going to show on your Wi-Fi list. It's going to be this one, Bitaxe 41ED. So we are on the computer now. You're just going to go to your Wi-Fi, look for the available Wi-Fi networks in your area, and we see it right here, Bitaxe 41ED. We're going to open it up, connected, unsecured network, no problem, and then you're going to get a message. On Mac, it pops up automatically. On Android, it'll give you a message. So essentially, we're going to search for our Wi-Fi here. It's scanning the Wi-Fi network. I'm going to connect to my Wi-Fi. And I'm going to rename this whatever I want. So let's say 703. Once we save it, we hit restart. Now the whole thing is going to restart. And now we switch back to the Wi-Fi that we use for our home or wherever you're setting this up, in your office, warehouse, or whatever. And then you're going to open up a web browser. Once you open up the web browser, you are going to look at the 703 miner and read the IP address. It is 192.168.50.227. Once I hit this here, you're not connected to the internet, of course. Oh, fell off my Wi-Fi. I'm back on my Wi-Fi. I'll hit enter. All right, so we got the 703 plugged in and we are in the web GUI. And as you can see, we are hitting the expected 4.22 terahashes per second. Efficiency is very good, honestly, for BM1368 chips. 21.4 joules per terahash. I actually didn't expect that. We're pulling 90.3 watts. This is a 12 volt system, which is great because 12 volt systems use less amperage than 5 volt systems. Like, let's say in the future you're trying to upgrade the power supply, you want to connect multiple units together on one power cable, you're using less amperage at the same amount of watts, so it just gives you flexibility in the future. The fan speed is running at 100%, but it's got a fairly large fan, so 100% doesn't really seem loud on it at all. So I'd recommend just leaving it blasting at 100%, pushing 4.3 currently at 20.99 joules per terahash. We haven't found a valid share yet just because it's just recently been powered on. ASIC temperatures are stabilizing at 45 degrees Celsius. Voltage regulated temperatures are going up slowly. We're at 77 right now. And yeah, everything looks pretty stable here. I wouldn't recommend overclocking devices, as I normally say. Just puts wear and tear, and it's only something you could really do during wintertime. If you live in an environment where the ambient temperature is like pretty hot, overclocking is going to bring up the temperatures on the ASIC chips and the voltage regulated temperature pretty high. So I'd recommend running it as stock settings. We're at 4.2 terahashes. And yeah, just kind of give you guys a heads up, because I know a lot of you are new. You want to learn how to input your pool address. So for example, you will have two pool configurations. Here's the first one. If this one ever fails, then it will automatically fall back to the second pool configuration. So over here, this is the Stratum host, essentially the URL for the pool you're connecting to. Sometimes some pools will require, some devices or web GUIs on different devices will ask you to put the Stratum port here. But on this one, it has a separate field for it, so you'll just put it down here. There's usually a few different options for Stratum ports, and some pools will have like 3 different ones. What it is for like miners that don't hash as fast, some of them that are medium level and some that are very fast. Doesn't affect you winning a block in any way. What it is, it's more for the pool so the bandwidth doesn't get taken up too much. So if you have a lower difficulty Stratum port, what that means is, since your device is not hashing as fast, you have a lower chance of hitting a difficulty that is high enough to register at the pool level. So when you set this to their lower number, when you have a slower device, you'll actually register in the pool. You'll see your hash rate, your device is active. But if you pick one that's too high, you may not be hitting that difficulty level often enough for the pool to continuously register you and update your information. So for solo miners, you want to pick the lowest one. If you have like those big boy ASIC miners and multiple of them, then obviously you'll pick a higher one. Over here, you're going to put your address for whatever coin you are mining. Some pools will have you put solo in the front with colons, but not all of them. If you're just like Bitcoin mining or using CK pool, you just put the Bitcoin address, then you put a dot followed by your worker name, so you can differentiate them. So when you're in the SORM feature, looking at all of your miners, you can tell which one you're looking at. Password, some of them don't require it. Majority of them, if they do, it's just going to be X. And once you save it, 4 dots will pop up again, but it doesn't mean your password didn't save. It just does that automatically. That's how you set up the pool configuration. Just wanted to go over that with you guys quickly. Here's the network where you can change your Wi-Fi theme just to change the color of the AxeOS. Here's settings. This is where the overclocking is done. Fan speed control, I would recommend just leaving it at 100%. The frequency and the core voltage should come stock set at 550, 1200. This is how the 703s are set at to run at the 4.2 terahash. So I would recommend just leaving that the way it is. If it's off, you can change it and then restart it. With the 703, sometimes when you change the frequency, you'll notice the hash and the efficiency will stay at 0. If it does do that once in a while, all you have to do is just unplug it from the power and plug it back in, and everything else will go back to normal. So I think we've been running for long enough to stabilize. So we're at 91 watts, 46 degrees Celsius on the ASIC chips, and 77 degrees on the voltage regulated temperature, which is not bad at all. Yeah, so at 100%, the fan is at 3200 RPM, which is pretty good. That's why it's quiet overall. So you can see Fractal Bitcoin, this is the current difficulty level. So I just have to find a difficulty. I have to at least meet this difficulty level or higher for me to win the block on Fractal Bitcoin. And I am using Fractal Bitcoin. Everybody asks me. Yes, I use Cryptex Pool and I use Unisat Wallet. So just go to Cryptex Pool's website. You can get all the info there on the Stratum. If you need help, just refer back to this video. This is how it should look. But just obviously don't use my address or I'll take your winnings. But just put your own address in there, your worker name, and put solo with colon in the front. And yeah, you'll be good to go. And just kind of wanted to give you guys an overview of what it looks like in the web GUI with the 703. You can see it has 6 chips here, 6 ASIC chips, BM1368 chips. And yeah, everything is operating normally and smooth. And one more time, do not update this device. It does not support when you try to do the updates through here. It will just freeze. If there is a stable update that's out for it, you have to flash it. You can just go to Axe's, or I don't know if it's directly from Axe, but there is yeah, I believe it is. You can there's a flasher web-based, so just from a web browser you can flash it, plug it in, upload the new files. That's the way to do it, but I'd recommend leaving it stock the way it is. Plug it in, put in your pool information, and just let it run. Don't mess with it too much, since these devices are not as like popular, or maybe not popular, it's the wrong word to use. They're just, I don't know, they just don't update them. But if you want more information, look on Reddit. You could do some research. It's out there. It's an awesome device for the money. It's honestly, man, 4.2 terahashes. It's honestly, it's great value. But just kind of want to give you guys an overview of how it looks, and that it is meeting its expected hash rate, 0.06 errors. Efficiency is honestly amazing. I mean, I have some Bitaxes that run 20, 18, 21 watts per terahash, which is joule per terahash, same thing. And yeah, so this is a pretty good device. I'm definitely going to keep this in my lineup, and I'm going to be running it. And if you guys are interested, check out the website, soloblock.io. You can get one for yourself. I do have more in stock, and they will be shipping out. If you place an order fast enough, I'll get it out tomorrow morning with my 7 a.m. pickup. If not, it'll go out the next business day after that. All right, guys, nice seeing you guys and explaining this to you. If you have any more questions, feel free to message and reach out. All right, peace.